When the steering wheel for the Sugar Rush arcade machine breaks, Princess Penelope and Wreck-It Ralph are forced to journey into the internet, where, unfortunately, due to Ralph's shenanigans, they wind up having to pay $27,001 for an item that only cost $200 to begin with. So the two have to set out, first becoming loot hunters in the online racing game Slaughter Race, where the main character Shank leaves an impression on Princess Penelope, and Ralph then sets out trying to become a viral video star, trying to earn money that way. However, Princess Penelope begins to feel that her place really might not be in Sugar Rush after all, and she'd rather stay in Slaughterhouse, though not before those Disney princesses lend a hand along the way. Yes, this is Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2. This movie had a lot of positives, but unfortunately it had one major negative. And the major negative is it's too long. It just kind of, they get to the internet and everything seems to be going rather quickly, and then suddenly it just drags. Because it's like, they set out, like I said, when they go to be loot hunters, they try to steal the car of Shank, the main character of Slaughter Race, voiced by Gal Gadot, and she basically, while Penelope actually impresses Shank with her racing skills, it's enough to keep her from completely toasting the two and killing them permanently. So she basically recommends, she takes a quick viral video of Ralph with an air gun pointed at him, so that he has a big flap. And basically his lips are flapping, and he starts doing the "I want to wreck it" thing. And they send it to BuzzTube, not YouTube, even though the YouTube logo itself appears in this. And they introduce her to Yaz, the algorithm that is in charge of trying to make videos viral, basically. And they need to basically saturate the market. So Ralph starts doing things like spicy chili pepper tastings, unboxings, bee puns, cat videos, and all sorts of things like that to get around and, like I said, earn money to pay off this $27,001 bill. Also, there's another subplot. Fix-It Felix Jr. and Sergeant Calhoun wind up adopting the other racers from Sugar Rush. I think that it's a dropped subplot, unfortunately, because I think the idea is the two suddenly have parenthood thrust upon them, and it's supposed to be kind of like an instant family thing where there's some wacky shenanigans, but they don't really show any of it until the bitter end of the movie, where the other racers who used to be very petty and snidely and in that manner are now very docile and gentle and respect each other's boundaries. Other than that, though, there's not too much to that. And like I said, unfortunately, this is where the real drag starts to happen, because we start focusing more and more on Ralph making his viral videos, and Penelope, basically she gets turned into a clickbait bot. Well, she signs on to be a clickbait bot, and she gets sent to Disney, and that's where the Disney princesses come into this. But I would say the chemistry between John C. Reilly and Sarah Silverman is good. I think the actors all do really good performances. There's another character, the spam bot, that they initially go to for the loot hunting, which is JT Spamley, and then later when they go into the dark web, that there's some humorous parts in there. And again, there's when she goes into Disney and she's carrying around the link for the Wreck-It Ralph video, that she gets Penelope gets cited for being unauthorized clickbait, and that's again where the Disney princesses come into this and pointing out the idea of finding your place in the world and needing to sing a song using water as a metaphor. Lindsay Ellis ruined a major portion of this movie for me. Anyway, phone goes off, and the phone goes off again. Where was I? Sorry. Jeez. And like, those are the positives. The animation is all right. I actually had to take in the 3D screening because that was sort of the most convenient screening available. And yes, I did manage to go to the AMC. They reopened. I don't want to cast too much as to why they were closed, but they had a lot of like space heaters set around on the carpets, so I wonder if maybe a pipe burst. Anyway, eventually, as Vanellope reveals to Shank, again, her doubts as to wanting to return, and again, Ralph takes this personally, and so he goes into the dark web to obtain a virus that will not destroy the game, but it will slow it down. It cites irregularities in the game and begins to double them up. Unfortunately, what it cites is Vanellope's glitching, and so the whole game begins to glitch and it needs to be rebooted, which means Vanellope will be deleted as the game reboots because she's not supposed to be part of the game. Ralph barely manages to save her, and in the process he winds up revealing that yes, he was the one who set the virus apart, and then they split for 5 minutes. However, this leaves Ralph feeling insecure, and the virus winds up copying him, and so suddenly now Wreck-It Ralph is dominating the internet because the virus replicates the insecurity, the deviation, sorry. And because of that, they now have to try to guide the people to the Ralphs to the antivirus sector of the internet so that they can be destroyed. And then through a lot of shenanigans again, eventually Ralph and Vanellope come to an understanding, and it's enough for Ralph to heal his insecurity, and that a healing spreads to the virus, which kills it instantly. And that's pretty much it. Vanellope actually goes back to Slaughter Race. The game, when it gets rebooted, Shank is somehow able to write it so that Vanellope can be in the game without it damaging the next time it gets upgraded. And she says she'll return during the next upgrade, which is in February. And that's kind of how it ends. Ralph is just sort of content, and they keep connected because they're given basically an Apple Watch where they can communicate to each other. And yeah, that's about it. Like I said, the chemistry between Sarah Silverman and John C. Reilly works. The vocal performances overall were pretty good. Taraji P. Henson as Yaz, an uncredited Bill Hader as J.T. Spanley, Alan Tudyk as the Knowledge Master, or the guy who works the search bar that they try to use. And, he's pretty good. I'm trying to think of what was the other one. Anthony Daniels, obviously. All the Disney princesses return to voice their characters. And that really does work out really well. But like I said, it just drags and drags and drags and drags and drags. And it's like, this is a 75-minute movie that got ballooned out to 2 hours, and it really did not need to be that long. Also, again, if you like the video game humor, there's not a lot of video game humor. I would say this, it's not as bad as the Emoji Movie in terms of, to be honest, there's a lot of product placement, but it's not all over the place where it has to play so important into the plot. I mean, they don't even, they acknowledge YouTube and Google and Norton and McAfee, and I'm trying to think what the other one was. All sorts of things. Fortnite, eBay, obviously, and they do manage to work that into the script, so it's not Emoji Movie bad, but it's still pretty uninspired. I'm going to give Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2, a C.
Monday night, a man wrongly accused of murder risks his freedom for the love of his daughter. Non-stop adventure, the capture of Grizzly Adams on NBC.
Okay, trailer time, and we actually got some new ones and a lot of old ones as well. But so first off, we have Ugly Dolls. That's a new one. At least I know I've seen that on YouTube, but I don't think I've seen that in the theater. So then we had Kid Who Would Be King again, Into the Spider-Verse again, Detective Pikachu, Wonder Park again, Secret Life of Pets 2. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, again, Toy Story 4, then Dumbo, and then Toy Story 4 again. The first Toy Story 4 was the teaser you see where they're all spinning around and holding hands, and then the weird fork guy goes insane and breaks everything up. And then the second one is the Key and Peele stuffed animals basically commenting on the fact they're making a Toy Story 4. So yeah, that's it. Next movie, again, hopefully, it's winter. I mean, hopefully the AMC theater will be open again on Friday. I'm not going out on Thanksgiving. But yeah, the next movie up will be Creed 2. Then we take a 2-week break because there's just nothing coming out. I've said this before, I use a website called firstshowing.net to basically to look for movie release dates, and they just don't have any. I mean, the only thing that's listed that's getting a major release is Schindler's List, a re-release of Schindler's List. There's some other stuff, but that's getting minor released so that it can hopefully qualify for award season, and they don't really do those here, so those probably are way out of the option. So yeah, 2-week break, but there'll be some other stuff in between there. Obviously there's going to be the random trade review on the Futurama comics, and I'll probably do maybe like a vlog or something. Maybe I'll watch a Netflix thing and comment on that. So see you all next time. Hey guys, is there a movie you want me to tackle? If it's some stinker like Baywatch or the Emoji Movie or something else, check out my Patreon at Sleepy Time for Cat Productions. See how you can make that happen.